and because we've talked about it before on the podcast, like I always understood Black Sabbath and Ozzy and the love that people have.
Yes.
But when he passed away, that was on like a metal Michael Jackson level. Like I know this porn star I've slept with, she got Ozzy tattooed to her chest. Like just people, just everybody came out of the woodwork where it was like, oh man, we forgot how much we loved him.
Yeah.
And because so many years he had not fallen off, but
he wasn't performing.
He wasn't performing.
Sick.
And he also had become the new Ozzy, which is the television character, and he's kind of like out of it. Still rock and roll, still doing Ozfest, but it was the same thing where it was like Michael Jackson wasn't nearly as popular as he was, and then he passed away, and then he became like legendary.
Well, that's how it is. I think anybody dies. Or a friend. Look at oh my God, what a fatso I look like. What a lump. Fucking.
Wait, is that Bobby Kelly?
Oh
What
my
the fuck?
God. And I've actually lost weight, believe it or not. Oh my God. Tits of doom.
Can we put a filter on this, please? God, AJ, what are you doing,
Look at me
dude?
slumped into my seat. Oh my God.
It's you, Don Barris from the Comedy Store, Bobby Kelly, fucking Jeff Ross. You guys are all turning into Anakin Skywalker at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Yes, the original before they cutened him up.
Before they fucking sweetened the deal.
Yeah, I think that's how it is when anybody dies. Like, I mean, when Ozzy died, it was miserable. I'm so happy Florentine and I went to see Sabbath in Birmingham. I'm so glad we did that.
Tell me about the whole thing, because like it looked like you guys were almost in charge of, like, did Sirius pay you to go out? I know you were already talking about it. Tell me the whole, like, or is this just like got thrown together?
Me and Jim were going anyway. We just decided we wanted to go. I'm like, let's just go see them. And he wanted to do it. So we booked a few gigs. We booked London. We booked Birmingham. We booked Manchester just to pay for the trip.
Yeah, write that shit off, baby.
And we went to, I think we were in London before we left. And Jim goes, let's go to the house. We wanted to go to the Black Sabbath house, which was Florentine's idea. So we wound up taking like a 2.5 hour car ride to a town called...
hey, dude, I got Hertz points. Don't worry, we can rent a car.
It's not a problem. So what?
I got it. Don't worry.
You don't need to go black. Just go in a regular Uber.
I know a guy. Don't worry. It's going to be 400 pounds, but don't worry. It's going to pay for
it.
It
probably was like 300 pounds. It was crazy.
Crazy expensive for a
but
car
worth
rental.
it. It was fun to do. I'm glad we did it. It was the perfect timing right before the show. All the bands saw it.
Were there people out there? Like, was it kind of like a pilgrimage or no?
No, it was empty. It was
really?
Me and Florentine went just to get pictures. Like, it's fenced in. So we're like, we'll just stand outside the fence and take pictures. But then there's a property next to it. And then the gate opened and a car drove through and the gate stayed open. So we're like, let's just go in. So we went in and we walked right up to the house. I took some footage inside the house. And I mean, it was crazy to get that close to the Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
House.
I could imagine.
It was amazing. And everybody saw it. That was the highlight of my festival. Was I was there and Hetfield called me over. He's like, I saw you and Florentine went. I love that. I was so happy James Hetfield.
Oh, that's
saw
rad,
it.
man.
If I gave Hetfield a moment of happiness, I'm happy.
I always feel like his real moment of happiness is when I guess they're doing the drum and the bass solo, and he sits down off stage and just smokes that cigar in his weird cowboy studded Barbados pants, and I'm like, all right, that looks like a man that he's just waiting to die, and he's just like, just stacking money for my kids' kids and my kids' kids' kids, and then I'll be fine.
He just likes to sit there and smoke his cigar. He was really complimentary. I was so happy that he saw it. Like, I mean, again, a lot of the bands were like, I love that you guys went to the house. It was just the timing of it was perfect. And we got to see Ozzy briefly. It was like at this after party. But I mean, they wheeled him in. He was, he was having a hard time walking, so he had a wheelchair. But I'm really glad we got a chance to say hello to him at least, and tell him how much I love the show.
What was the energy like in the stadium? Because I mean, it's like there's something about because I was gonna go to that, but I was already going to England mid to late July, and I was going to be there all summer. So I was like, well, all throughout Europe. So I was like, it just doesn't feel right to go. Be such a waste to go there and there. And if truth be told, I should have gone the beginning and just stayed through that.
How long would you have had to stay?
Eventually, it would have been about 3 months because
Oh,
I was
that's
already
a
there.
lot.
I was
Yeah,
already
that's
there
big,
2.5
3
months.
months.
I was
Yeah.
already there 2.5 months. But I went specifically. I went for the gayer version, so I went to see Oasis, and then Coldplay, and then Queens of the Stone Age, and then Wolf Mother, and then a few other bands, and then I was doing assorted gigs, and then I ran into Jelly Roll and Post Malone in Berlin, and then I just toured with them for a month. But I had nothing to do at the beginning of July, so. What I should have, because I regret it because it was all the people that I love. You, Florentine, Tom was putting it on. He was like, all these great bands, dude. The like performance wise, I heard various things. Like, who do you think like not only honored Ozzy and Sabbath the most, but also put on the best show? Who do you think?
It depends on the songs you like. I mean, for me, it was Metallica. But then again, Guns N' Roses was amazing, and Maynard and Adam were like Tool was great. Like to see those guys doing Sabbath. I think they did Hand of Doom, if I remember correctly. I know that Metallica did Johnny Blade, and I forget the other song. I was so happy that they did Johnny Blade, and Guns N' Roses. I don't remember what they did, but they did a great job. And of course, whoever it was did Changes, whatever his name is.
Youngblood.
That was amazing.
He made his whole career over that.
Yeah,
I mean, he was already building stuff up, but that was the one that stuck with me, where I was like, I watched that because I love that song anyway.
Yeah,
and I love Nino, and I love the whole band that they had put together. But that kid, that was like his coming out party.
It was
to
amazing.
The world. Yeah,
everyone loved it. That was, I think, the most viral moment of the festival was him singing that. But for me, Metallica doing Johnny Blade was probably my favorite. But I loved what Tool did, and I loved what GNR did. I mean, everybody was great. There was no bad. I mean, Dave Draymond. I think he sang "Shot in the Dark," but I loved how he sang "Shot in the Dark." It was fun watching. I love a good cover. I'm a whore for a good cover.
Yeah.
Especially if it's Sabbath, because people don't usually do Sabbath covers, especially like the really deep cuts. So to hear someone doing again Johnny Blade or something like that, it was just or Hand of Doom. It was phenomenal.
Was it the equal amount of like every person basically did their own music? And then covered, was it 2 Sabbath songs or 2 Ozzy Sabbath songs? How was it?
I think it was 2, but I don't even know that many guys. I mean, Steven Tyler did "Train Kept a Rollin'," which was a great moment. Like, I love that song. I don't care about Aerosmith that much, but I love that song.
Take that back, dude.
I know. I'm
not a
big fan.
Come on, man.
I acknowledge they're a great band. Like,
you don't like that?
I certainly no. Oh, you don't like them?
No, I live in that moment.
They're okay.
That's like.
I saw them. I was impressed with Aerosmith. I saw Kiss and them in 2003, and they went on second. And I also saw them in the 90s.
Wait, Kiss went on before Aerosmith?
Yeah, in 2003.
And probably blew them away, right?
Aerosmith followed them. And this is where I like Steven Tyler and Aerosmith. They don't give a fuck. Like, they headlined Woodstock. Was it 94 or 95? I went to both.
It was 94 and 99 were the two ones.
It might have been 99 is what I'm thinking of, where they headlined over Metallica. And Metallica went on. Somebody can maybe look up that lineup. I believe.
AJ, look that up, because I'm pretty sure Metallica closed the night out.
No,
it went Limp Bizkit. Then it went I think it went Limp Bizkit, Rage Against the Machine, Metallica that night. Because we watched it.
Oh,
was it
a different night? I thought they followed Metallica, but I might be wrong. Maybe it was a different night.
Dude, I don't think anybody's following Metallica.
No, but I was very impressed. I just don't remember, but that's how I remember it. But again, it's 30 years ago.
I was so pissed, not to cut you off, but just to add this, is that I've never seen Aerosmith. And I mean, like, especially if I'm doing the podcast, because I only thought they were the cheesy corporate rock of like the 90s and the 2000s. But then you go back and you listen to Toys in the Attic and listen to all that great shit. And when they were going on that tour with Black Crowes, they were going to do Radio City. Oh my God, I was so excited because I love the Black Crowes, and to see them together, and then his voice. So that was what blew my mind about them doing. Well, no, but he sounded better than. Like, I love Axl. I love Guns N' Roses, but I know the way he's singing to get through these songs, because when you write them, you don't think you're going to have to sing like that in your 60s and 70s.
That's right.
I can just do it now.
You belt it out like Robert Plant belting out Zeppelin songs. Yeah.
And Axl he's not, it's like he's a shell of what he used to be, but the band rules, and I love them, and they could do no wrong. But dude, I thought Steven was done because they canceled tour because of vocal cord issues, and then you saw him during that performance, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, where did that come from? I thought you were done.
Though, but 2 or 3 songs different than like
a full concert.
And I saw Guns N' Roses at the Apollo, Sirius XM. I saw some great bands at the Apollo Theater, and they did like 3 hours at the Apollo Theater. And Axl was phenomenal. Like, he sounded so fucking good.
How long ago?
Maybe four years ago. It wasn't crazy long ago. It was not long after the reunion. I saw Metallica at the Apollo, which was great to see those guys. You could tell like everyone loves just being in that room. McCartney, I've seen play there, and it's 1,000 people. It's like watching them do a small bar show.
Sirius, that's where they do all their shows, right?
Yeah.
Dude, they love going up to the black neighborhood.
They certainly do. Yeah, a bunch of white executives with security.
No, this feels right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, guys. We're in a hip area.
I think it's also a way for them to get bands, because if you tell them we're going to give you a channel for a month, so they would probably pay the bands, they get the money from the music being played, and you can go and do a show at the Apollo. Everybody wants to play the Apollo. It's such a legendary room.
Sure.
That's how they got McCartney or Lady Gaga. Who else? I saw a bunch of people. Springsteen I saw there. People I never would have paid to go see. But I watched Bruce for 3 hours, and I'm like, I get why people like this guy. He's fucking great live. He's an animal. Like, he put everything into that show. So it makes you appreciate why other people like certain bands. And Aerosmith I respect, because, again, do we know if they went on with that Metallica thing was or no?
Hey, did you find it out?
I might be wrong.
Was it at Woodstock you were asking?
Woodstock 99, I think.
Black Sabbath was not at Woodstock 99.
No.
No, not Black Sabbath, Aerosmith.
Aerosmith and Metallica.
Come on, AJ.
No, Metallica closed it off.
Did they really? Over Aerosmith?
Yes, dude. I remember that
I
specific.
guess you're right. I remembered it differently.
If I'm not, dude, check to see if this is the lineup. Limp Bizkit, because remember, they rip the thing off. He rides, Fred Durst rides the fucking wood panel. Then Rage, where they open with, it was Woom, Woom. It's not like one of their hits.
I don't know any of their music.
Really?
No.
Really?
No.
Nothing?
Nope.
See, what if Tom was here? Would you have been like, don't know any of your shit?
I know, but I like Tom. I don't know. I've interviewed him, but he doesn't remember me. But no, I don't know their music. I'm not a fan. But again, they're another band that I know they're a good band. I don't think they suck. Like jazz, it doesn't reach me. Like some things connect with you and some things don't.
This is metal. This is you. This is like
No.
when you were coming up, Rage was coming up almost, and it's like I don't see why that wouldn't be like a.
I don't like being messaged at, so I think I pushed back early. We're gonna do with the
What are you talking about? This whole record is messages paranoid.
But
it's
it's
all
not-
message.
but
War
it's-
Pigs, motherfucker.
Yes,
Message.
it is, but it's not. I don't feel like it's being. I feel like they're talking about something and not lecturing. That's just my take on it. Like
Okay.
Sabbath never lectured people, and I think that when I feel like I'm being lectured, I push back in my mind and I go, I don't want to hear it. Every musician has kind of a message in their music, but I don't like being messaged at.
Which is odd because I know you're friends with Colin Quinn, so
Yeah.
which is very.
But Colin's a great example of why it works. Because what Colin does is he talks about how he feels, and he never forgets that his job is to be funny. It's always funny,
Yeah.
and he doesn't do the audience's emotional work for them. Like by saying, I'm angry, like he'll just do the joke, and then you feel how you want to feel.
Yeah.
That's how Sabbath did it. They didn't sing, you know what I mean? Generals gather. They just sang it. Whereas I felt like with Rage, again, they're a great band, but I felt like, you're going to do what they taught. Like, oh, teach me. I don't need to be taught.
Oh, it's so good.
got an update.
That bums me out. I wish I could say I'd take you to a goddamn Rage Against the Machine concert.
Everyone
but
says they're amazing. And again,
Amazing.
I know that sometimes there's things I think just suck. And then there's other things that I know that like, I don't connect with that.
Yeah.
But I know it doesn't suck.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not stupid. I know that they're not a bad band.
Yeah.
It's just not for me.
What do we got right here? Oh, wait. So what is this? This is the lineup? All right. So this is
94.
99. This is 94.
Oh, it's a different night. Okay.
Wait, this is 94?
Yes, 94.
Wait, hold
Weren't
on.
they in 99 too or no?
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that makes sense then, what you were saying.
Okay, Aerosmith closed out their own night.
Yes.
Again, it's 30 years. We did stand up there on the side stages. It was a fucking
Who is
night.
it? You and Rich Voss and
Me, Voss,
Tom Papa?
Florentine, Don Jameson, a comedian named Michael DiNester, and Jeff Ross. I think he was still Lift Schultz at that point. And Bob Levy. And Bob Levy was doing coke off a driver's license at 3 a.m. We were in this giant performers tent. There was like 300 like artists and the backup musicians, and they put the comedians in, and you slept just in a sleeping bag.
Sure.
And Bob Levy was fucking doing coke off his license at 3 a.m. Everyone's asleep, and he's just trying to stay up and keep the conversation going. Like, Bob, you're doing coke at 3 a.m. It was a fun time though.
Oh my God! I mean, that was the pure one. That was the one that still felt like it was like a gathering of like-minded individuals.
They tried, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not '99. I mean, '99. That was why when you said in '99 Aerosmith would be closing out, I'd be like, "There's no fucking way, dude." That was the most aggro festival. I mean, that's like it's. I went to an Ozfest once. I saw it was Manson, Chevelle. I want to say it was like 2003, 2004, and then I think either Black Sabbath or Ozzy. I forget who was the closer.
It would have been Ozzy. It would have been. No, Ozzy was doing a solo set, and then Sabbath was going on after.
So I remember I got all the way up to about Manson, then I think I blacked out drunk.
Yeah.
That being said, though, the most chill, like metal audiences are so chill. When they get in the pit, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But on the outside, I went to a Slayer concert and you're just walking around. It's just a bunch of Mexican hippies in LA or emo like metal guys. Like, yeah, they'll dap you up. But it is such a chill thing. But there was something about that Woodstock '99, man. And I don't know if that was just the end of the '90s into the transition from like Nirvana into fucking what? Limp Bizkit, Korn, the band that you hate, Rage Against the Machine.
But I never got into Limp Bizkit or Korn either. I never enjoyed them. Nah, man. Like I saw them all at Ozfest. All of them were at Ozfest. I mean, I love Manson. I love Disturbed. There's a lot of the bands that would do the festivals that I loved. But there's a certain style of metal I just never went with. I never got into Nirvana. Like I know, again, a couple of the songs are really good, but I prefer the acoustic set to anything they did.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Which is good. All right. Is that the best Unplugged album?
That would be, I'd have to hear what the other ones are. It's great. It's hard to argue against that one.
Yeah.
I love what Kiss did Unplugged, but I'm a big Kiss fan. Like I'm a huge, my whole apartment is Kiss posters.
Is it really?
My wife wants to cut my throat. You understand how many Kiss, I'm upset. I buy them. I collect them. Yeah.
Wait, we did talk about this.
Yeah.
God damn it! I should have had you on when we had Paul Stanley on.
Oh,
we had him do a live. I think the first one, because there's a live and there's a live too. Am I not? Am I wrong?
A live probably was a
It
live.
was the one that blew him up because that live record was the one that really blew him up. He was so great.
Did we was in studio or is he on Zoom?
It was on Zoom. Well, I was on StreamYard, but he was, dude. That was like,
I love Paul Stanley. Yeah,
such a nice guy. And bringing it back to Tom, when I met Tom Morello, it was when he introduced Kiss at the Whiskey, which was the first time I saw them live. So the first time I ever saw them, the only time I've seen them was when they played basically their full show at the Whiskey. And I got to meet Tom. So Tom is like, because Tom curated the whole lineup for that.
It was amazing what he did.
Yeah.
Amazing, man. He was so good. And I went there, we went to the rehearsals. We didn't see Sabbath rehearse because I think we were still doing gigs that night. Like when Sabbath and Metallica went up. But the next night it was like we saw Draymond, we saw all these guys go up and rehearse. And Tom was kind of really running the show. He was, all right, let's try it like that, like with everybody. He was really in charge of the way the music sounded. I mean, and he's just, you could tell how brilliant he is. It was so good.
Yeah. And so they had like a dual stage, right? So it was like a big circle. So while one person's playing, they're setting up the equipment on the back.
I
half
believe
of that.
so. Yeah.
So there was any downtime, or was it just one band right into the next?
Right.
Like,
Well, I kept going back anyway. Like I would be in the front, and I would just go in the back. Because Jim was doing interviews for Sirius. We weren't there for Sirius, but then they're like, "Hey, do you want to do some interviews?"
And pay you?
No, of course not. But they didn't even pay him. I mean, he was just there. But I'm like, why not? Like, it'll be fun just to talk to people.
Sure, yeah, of course.
We got to interview Jakey Lee. I had never met Jake before. So just to talk to fucking Jakey Lee, which he kind of disappeared from the scene for a while. And it had been like 30 years since he connected with Ozzy. So we got to talk to him. And we had Sharon on. We had it was really fucking fun to hang and interview people because it gave you a sense of something to do there.
What was the vibe like, at a situation like that? Because there is got to be an excitement. Sure. What a way to send off one of the greatest rock stars that's ever lived.
100%.
But then also the melancholy of this is it. Like, this is it, and not only is this it, like, I mean, it's basically, like, it's the question about him dying. I don't think anybody knew it was going to be that quick.
No.
But, I mean, what a like it just must have been like, you know, especially like we talk about the Changes song, like people must have been weeping during that. I mean, there's no way I could have held that back.
Yeah, it was very emotional, but it was like you were happy for Ozzy. Like I think I was happy for Bill Ward. I was happy for Tony and Geezer that they got one more. Even though it was only a 5-song set, because Ozzy did a short set, Bill can't play the drums for that long. You know what I mean? I think Bill, you know, Bill's an older dude. I was so happy to see all 4 of them. Bill took a shirt. He didn't give a fuck. I just love the 4 of them on stage one more time.
Yeah.
I didn't care if they just sat on stage and had a conversation, I would have been fucking happy. I was worried for Ozzy about his voice. I was like, I just hope it holds out. I hope he's all right. And it held out. He was great. He had cracked a few times, but that's Ozzy. He was cracking in 1982.
Yeah.
So no one gave a fuck. It was just great. And he went out the way he should have went out, which was a hugely successful show with all of these people paying tribute to him.
Yeah.
And people that like literally don't need to do anything. They're all arena bands.
Oh, I mean, it's arena stadiums.
Yeah, I meant to say
You're
stadiums.
talking
Football
some of the
stadiums.
biggest bands working, the most respected metal bands.
Yeah.
You have, you know, Tom, who is, you know, a part of one of the biggest like bands of the 90s and the 2000s. And you could just go on down the line. It's like there is none of that music without this record that we're talking about today, which is, you know, I mean, this is like a goddamn greatest hits album. I mean, this is probably, you know, from all the ones that we've done, what did we do? We did Masters of Reality.
Master of Reality, Black Sabbath, and I think now Paranoid.
Damn, you got the fucking hat trick, dude. Yeah, dude. So this came out the same year as the first record too. This came out literally both in 1970.
Was one in England first though? I don't know the years. I Master of Reality was 71. Yes, so I guess you're right. Okay.
This is both. All 3 records are produced by Roger Bain. I mean, this was the one that. I mean, dude, this is in my opinion the reason all the metal, all the shit that we love, and nothing against the first record, which is incredible. This is the record that it was like, I think like rock music was one way, and then this record came out and it just completely shifted. I mean, you'd probably know better than I would because you're a much bigger fan, and I'm not saying you're not that much older than me, but I mean, were you buying records when you were 70? I don't want to.
Not 70.
I don't want to age you.
No, I'm 57. I don't care. I was 2 when this came out. I wasn't running out and buying Sabbath records.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I know there's no fucking way you were like 10, 12. Yeah.
No, but I remember in Paranoid when you open the album, there's a really weird picture of Ozzy. I think Ozzy was standing and the other 3 were sitting in the grass, and it was such a bizarre picture, and it was like you'd open. It was like a double album almost.
H, can you pull that up? I want to see it if you can find it.
It was I don't know. It wasn't a double record like there was 2 records in it, but like you could open it up, and there was just a weird picture. I remember being so like enthralled by that picture, and I don't know why. I think because it didn't look like an album photo. Yeah, it just looked like a photo of 4 guys. It didn't look like it was meant to be the center of the inside of a record jacket. Yeah. But yeah, I love this record, of course, because probably War Pigs, Paranoid, Iron Man. But it's the record I probably listen to the least. Why? Because I've heard all those songs so many times.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
I would listen to Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. You know, I think I like Sabotage as much, if not more, than Paranoid. But what Paranoid did for the band and what it did for metal. I mean, Iron Man is iconic, and Paranoid, which I think they just did because they needed an extra song. Like, that wasn't even supposed to be.
Oh, yeah, I'll get to all of that, dude. You're 100% right.
And by the way, the cover, they were supposed to call it War Pigs, and that's why the cover is like that. That weird cover for it to be called Paranoid is because the album was supposed to be called War Pigs.
Yeah, it's like, this is the first time I've actually seen what it is.
It's just a weird...
It's like a guy, it's the dude. Is that the band?
No.
I'm assuming with a sword? Or?
No, it's just some guy. I don't think it's a band. It's just some guy with a helmet and a sword. A terrible cover, but I love it. You understand what I mean? Like, their covers were very strange, but it works. But it was Paranoid was not. This was supposed to be a War Pigs.
What's so funny is, like, until I saw that dude's face on the bottom right, I thought that was the helmet from Phantom of the Paradiso. If you remember that weird movie with Paul Williams.
No, but Paul Williams, a singer.
Oh, yeah.
I was just listening to Paul Williams the other night.
Were you really?
It's a song called The Hell of It.
Really?
I was just watching Paul Williams when he did the Hardy Boys Nancy Drew 1978 Halloween special
No
at
way.
Dracula's Castle. The hell of it. Paul Williams is the shit.
He's the shit, dude. I met him once in LA a long time ago when I first moved out there, and it was like I don't get starstruck very often, but it's like it's the one good thing about living in LA is you'll be in the supermarket, you're like, holy shit, that's fucking the prosecutor from Law and Order SVU. You're always there, and to run into him was just like, because I not only knew him as like the main thing I always knew him from was Phantom of the Paradiso, because I watched that on like Encore when I was a kid and it scared the shit out of me.
I never saw it. By the way, I met Sidney Poitier in a fucking pharmacy in Beverly Hills. It was one of the greatest living actors and just me. And I walked up and I asked him a question because nobody was talking to him because they know how to. But I walked up and I'm like, hey, man. And I asked him about, I think, Stir Crazy. I'm like, how was Pryor to direct? And that actually engaged him.
Oh, yeah?
He was like, oh, man. He was like, yeah, it was really, I guess because nobody asked. They, of course, I took a photo with him. But I caught him with a question that he didn't mind discussing.
Which is the best way to approach any.
Yeah.
Never ask for a picture. Just say, I got this thing I saw. I was wondering,
Yeah.
and if you do that,
I get the picture at the end. He might have to take a photo, but they've already talked to you for a second.
Yeah.
They kind of like you a little bit. So yeah, but yeah, you're right.
That's how I met Tom, and not to connect you on that level, but when he did that, the Kiss thing, the Kiss introduction at the Whiskey, he's sitting up top of the VIP, which I had snuck into via a guy that worked. It's a long story, but after the show, because of the podcast, do you know a band called Gang of Four?
No.
They're a British post-punk band, and when I did that album, is this the
Oh
look at this,
yeah,
the
the
album
three of them
cover.
were standing and just.
I mean, just
Bill
coolest,
sitting,
dude.
yeah.
Just great hair.
Yeah, but this is not just a bizarre. I forgot Ozzy had his hands on his hips. Yeah, just a bizarre inside the record jacket picture, which I always remember being very, very captivated by that photo. And I think that's Bill sitting. I can't see it from here.
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
But I went up to him, and from doing this podcast, I remember listening to Gang of Four and hearing Rage and his guitar in this guy Andy Gill, the guitarist for them, and he's sitting there at the table, and it was just like that kind of thing where you're like, all right, like I want to talk to him, but I really want to ask him this question. And I said, hey man, do you mind if I ask you a question? He's kind of like annoyed at first, and I say, how influenced were you by Andy Gill's guitar from Gang of Four? And it was like he lit up. And like it was like sit down, and then it was just off to the races. So yeah, dude. Like anytime, what was the craft service like on Stir Crazy? Like what did Gene Wilder eat?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what time did Richard start drinking? What time did he stop?
Yeah. Did you ever see his crack pipe or see him cook coke?
I think I interviewed the guy who directed Blue Collar, whose name I don't. Paul Schaefer. I don't remember his name, but I'm pretty sure because I love that movie. That's a Richard Pryor, Keitel, Yaphet Kotto movie. Mm-hmm. And I think I asked him about Richard, and he goes, he was just the unhappiest guy I've ever met. I know, but I kind of loved him. I'm like, well, what do you expect?
God damn, dude.
Yeah, he was difficult.
Oh,
he was difficult.
You think?
A little difficult.
Dude, he made me like, I remember like watching a thing about smoking coke when I used to do coke, and I was like, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should stop putting it up my nose and start smoking it. But it's too much work.
By the way, the best song on this record, like I mean,
what do you got?
Obviously Paranoid, Iron Man, War Pigs are all great. But Electric Funeral, I wish Electric Funeral got more attention.
Yes.
But it's always the songs you don't like. But then again, if it did, if Electric Funeral was the big song, I might be going, I wish Paranoid or Iron Man got more attention. Maybe as a fan, you become so immersed in it, you notice what everyone else loves. And you're like, but what about this, you fuck?
Yeah. Oh, well, first of all, you said it perfectly. You've heard War Pigs. You've heard Paranoid. You've heard Iron Man over and over. You don't... it's like when I always say, like, is it a no skip record? At a certain point, maybe the first time you listen to it, oh God, no. But after a certain point, I don't need to listen to these songs. I want to get to the other ones.
Sure.
Because you've heard this. You know, I still, and we were talking about this, me and AJ, before you showed up, we were playing the record, and I was like, I stopped him because I've listened to it a few times, but I didn't know what was what name-wise. And then when I was like, yo, and he was like, it's Electric Funeral.
It's great.
Which is arguably the best, deepest cut. Is it a deep cut, or is this something they would play at the concert?
They would, when they came back and they did their reunion, they played some interesting interesting stuff. There were certain things I think Ozzy wasn't hitting the notes on. Like, the dream for me would have been them opening with Symptom of the Universe off of Sabotage. But I think that Ozzy couldn't quite get those notes. So they would do a jam of it, like when they would just do this little jam. But they did do Electric Funeral, which I loved. I love that they did. They also did Into the Void off of Master Reality, which is a deeper cut.
Oh, I love that one. I remember that.
It's phenomenal. But Ozzy would do that with them. The ones he liked to do. He liked to do Paranoid, liked to do War Pigs, Iron Man. He loved doing Children of the Grave. You could tell he liked to do Fairies Wear Boots, which is on this record, which is a great song. I think it's about a fight that they had where they got beaten up by some skinheads or they had a fight because Tony apparently was the one who would throw down quickly. But again, when you're a real fan of the band, you never want to hear the hits because you've heard the hits a million times. So it's the things that you don't get to see live that you want to see live. But it's not because you think you're a better fan than other people. It's just, no, I love this song, but I've heard it.
I'm a big believer in any band that has an incredible catalog that changes the lineup of their set list every night.
Love it.
And that's why I'm not the biggest Pearl Jam fan, but I respect
Me too.
every night it's different. Queens of the Stone Age, every fucking night is a different set.
Grateful Dead.
Grateful Dead. I mean, that's like that's their whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Tori Amos. I don't know her music at all. And I went to see her and then I was like, wait, I remember with Christine Evans, Jay's girl, I was like, you want to go? And she's like, no, she's not playing in my hits. So I still went. And then I looked at the next set list for the next night. I was like, oh, it's different. It's different than the night after that. And I love that. And I think, when you have a catalog like Black Sabbath and you have diehard fans like you and so many other people, it's like we know it's like, yeah, Pearl Jam's gonna play Even Flow, they're gonna play Alive, but dude, do the fucking Brain of Jay or do these deep, deep cuts because those are the things that it's like, if you're gonna do, 3 shows in a city and sell it out, some people just want to go every night.
Metallica was doing that recently. They were doing.
I saw that.
I did like 2 shows. I like when the dog makes me pay.
Like a dog.
He's a good boy.
She.
Oh, it's a she?
She.
Oh, well, I've made those mistakes before. That won't be my first rodeo. But I always like the deeper cuts too. And then once in a while, they would do them. Like, I love the reunion tour that Sabbath did because they did the songs that they were supposed to do. Because again, you don't want just deep tracks either. Because a lot of people are going and they know this Paranoid is the record they know.
Yes.
So I don't want to see people going and just hearing fucking deep tracks off of Never Say Die or Sabotage.
No. But dude,
Mix
play
it
the
in.
hits.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do, it would be like if they were doing what was their last record, 13.
I love 13.
Yeah,
Loved it.
With Brad fucking Wilk from Rage
Brad Wilk,
on drums. They did this incredible record, and it's like you want to hear that. But it's like you want to, if you're going to hear, let's say there's 10 songs on the album. Let's say you do 6 songs off the new record, and then make all the rest, the hits and other deeper things. And I think that's kind of, because look, dude, and I know we're sitting there talking about Electric Funeral. I'll say this straight away: fucking War Pigs is one of my favorite rock songs of all time.
Amazing.
I got into it, speaking of covers, from Faith No More.
Yeah.
Because they did that on The Real Thing.
That's right.
And I think Mike Patton, obviously influenced by Ozzy and just like their style of music. But I mean...
Mike Borden's a drummer, right? Yeah.
No, not Mike Borden. Mike Borden.
It was Mike Borden.
Yeah, it's Mike Borden. I thought you said Mike Portnoy.
No, Mike Borden.
Mike Borden's a drummer.
Yeah,
they used to
he played with Ozzy.
Yes. So, yes. Was he at the thing too?
Yeah, I saw him. I said hello to him, but he doesn't remember me.
So
no one remembers
me. So that was what are you kidding?
No, they just don't. I literally am like a thing that they've seen. It's almost like if you walked in and saw a potato on the table, you wouldn't realize you've talked to it.
I think I know. They see Florentine. Oh my God, crank anchors, and they just like move your head out of the way.
It's like, hey, move, you fucking
please,
blinky idiot.
But War Pigs, that was one of. I mean, they didn't do anything different other than just do the song the way that it's done, and it's amazing.
They did. They used to open with that when they were touring again in the 2000s. That was a great opening song. Like when they opened with the song Black Sabbath, it's a little slower to open the show with because it has like the rain and the like dong dong. Like it's just a little bit. I prefer when they would open with War Pigs. I thought that was such a great opening song.
We did Skankfest this week last week in New Orleans, and we had Harland because he'd done it before. He opened the show with War Pigs, Harlan Williams. And it's just, I mean, the crowd went fucking bananas. And it's funny that we were talking earlier about, you don't want to be preached to. So how would you say, because this is basically calling out politicians, liars, and mass murderers, and which feels right up your alley.
Yeah.
What is it about this song that you don't feel is preachy, is compared to the other stuff we were talking about?
I just think like somebody talking about something. I mean, when you look at Into the Void is a song about what's going wrong and how we're worrying about what's going on in space, and I just there's the difference between, again, like the way a guy like Colin delivers something, which is this is what I think, and without doing the emotional legwork for you. I find when somebody is trying to do the emotional work for me, it annoys me because they're telling me how to feel about it instead of giving me their take and then just however I feel. I'll probably wind up agreeing with them anyway. But you know what I'm saying? Like with this, I don't ever feel like, and plus maybe it also probably influences the way I've seen people off camera, like off stage, out of the music. And Ozzy never preached politics to people. He never.
Which is so odd. Did he write the lyrics to this?
And I think Geezer wrote a lot of the lyrics. The way they would do it is odd. There's another version of like War Pigs called like I forget what it was called, but it was like Ozzy just riffing. It was on the scene a priest appears. It was a really weird live version. He would just kind of run through lyrics until he got the lyrics.
Yeah, it is Geezer that wrote the lyrics.
Yeah, Geezer I wrote most of the lyrics. He was like the main lyricist in the band. But Ozzy would kind of sing through things with sometimes lyrics that didn't make sense just to get until they found the words.
Is generals gathered in the masses just like witches at black masses one of the best lyrics Geezer's ever written? I think that is, because that's really cool to make. To basically say that war makers are evil sorcerers, you know what I mean? It just, it goes with the vibe of everything that Black Sabbath is, but I mean, I just think that is such a fucking powerful lyric.
It's amazing. I mean, I'll take a volume 4, and again, if you look at like Under the Sun, the lyrics in that were really good. I mean, he's a great lyricist though. Like you can go through all of their records and so many of the lyrics are phenomenal, that's mostly Geezer. I mean, Children of the Grave, After Forever off of Master Reality is great lyrics. Lord of this World, like everything that he wrote was good. But yeah, this is like the most famous of his great lyrics. Generals gathered in their masses. It's such a memorable opening.
I love that.
Everyone anywhere knows that lyric.
It really is. Notice was like. Would you say this is the first band that you, especially a song like this, that you were like, oh, wow, you can say that? Like, you can you can call out the government? Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
I didn't feel that way. I mean, even though you're right, I didn't think of it that, because I like Kiss first. I was younger when I liked Kiss.
Which are the most they're just like a party band.
They're just a rock band. Yeah. I mean, if you want to rock and roll all night, would you like to party throughout the day?
Love Gun, come on, dude.
I mean, yeah, Mr. Speed is a great Kiss song. But yeah, I mean, I still love Kiss.
Sure.
I love them. And I like when I hear bands like Morello, who was influenced by Kiss, and and a lot of these bands that people think are like these brilliant artists, like a lot of them will say, "Oh yeah, Kiss was a big." I think Lane Staley and a lot of those guys.
Oh God,
Kiss was a huge influence on them. I forget what I was saying. Oh, but lyrically, no, I didn't. When I was a kid, I just liked the music. Like I didn't really listen to them calling out the government or whatever. I just thought that the lyrics were great. The songs were great and the lyrics were cool, but I didn't look at the greater implication of them. I just liked them.
Was there a comic that did that to you, or that you kind of know? Were you like an early Carlin fan? You're like,
Pryor and Carlin.
Pryor, yeah.
Yeah, Pryor more than anybody. But Carlin as well. As I've gotten older, Carlin, because I understand that he was actually insulting the people in his audience, which was great, which I think was so, and they're like, yeah, and it's like he's talking about you fucking idiot. But Pryor, I think, was the one for me that I was like, oh my God, like he made you see things a little bit differently.
Yeah.
But again, the thing I loved about Pryor is you changed the way you saw race, but he never made me feel like he hated white people, even though he may have. But when he just did funny characters and the message was obvious.
Sure.
It wasn't tick, 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 because I don't respond to that. But when I hear him doing these and presenting the argument in being funny, you have to sit back and kind of go, like, oh, like that's right.
Yeah.
But you come to your own conclusion. That's what I loved about him.
Sure. Totally. Yeah. War Pigs. I mean, this is the perfect way to open this record, especially with the air raid sirens.
Yeah.
It's just because you forget these guys were all, if I'm not mistaken, all of them were alive during the fucking. Were they? They must have been.
During what?
During World War II, right?
The bombings when they were kids, I think they've talked about it. I mean, they were all born 44, 45. 48,
yeah, I mean, they're right there at the end, but I mean, they're still rebuilding. And their
rebuilding,
parents, they're for sure going through it. One geezer, because that was Bill Ward's. I mean, they're all at the end of it. When did World War II end? AJ?
45.
Okay, never mind. They're way past that.
Yeah.
All right, never mind.
But it wasn't. But it was mostly the rubble, and I think they were still living in because they were all poor guys from Birmingham. They were broke. We went and saw Ozzy's old house too.
Really?
We went by Ozzy's old house. We took pictures. We took pictures in front of Geezer's old house.
Oh, God.
Like two assholes.
You know what? That's the thing I wish I would have done. I wish I would have, because I spent so much time when I was there in London, and it was like, dude, I'm such a Beatles fan. Just go to Liverpool. Just jump on a fucking train and go down there and see all that shit. And it was like I didn't. I just dicked around. And I mean, I went to Abbey Road Studios and went inside and did a tour and did some cool shit. I did one of those lame rock tours. But still, it's like I love that you guys did that. Because what is it? That's even if it's you go down there, you just see it, you get some pictures. It's just to know that you went there. It feels like such a deeper connection.
Yes.
Than just going to the festival. It's no, we took our time, we paid our respect, and that's beautiful, man.
It was good. We saw Sharon, which was great. I mean, she's always really fun to talk to. She's a really she'll kind of give you the inside scoop and how Ozzy was doing and how everything was going, and it was just the whole thing was fucking.
Was she positive? She seemed pretty positive.
She was so happy that
thing.
he was doing it. Yeah, she was very happy with the turnout and with the people that, and obviously the show itself.
I think I told you this, or maybe I didn't, but his vocal coach the last couple of years was my vocal coach, Katie Riggs. So I've known her for years. Her dad's one of the greatest vocal coaches of all time. Did Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston.
Oh.
And I don't know how she linked up with Ozzy. It might have been a sober thing too, because she's sober. I know
maybe.
he's sober. But she was with him for the whole month, 2 months in England, warming him up. There's pictures of her getting him ready. So all of that, to get him to that point was so hard.
A lot of work, yeah.
I mean, and he did sound great. With all things considered.
Yeah, Parkinson's, and he wound up dying 2 weeks later. You see how sick he was or how bad a shape he was in.
I didn't realize that, man.
He was doing that thing in between there, spraying his throat. He would always worry about his throat, of course, and I'm sure all singers do, but he would spray that, whatever it was, into his throat to keep it going. Mm-hmm. And he was doing that in between every song.
Fuck. Yeah, it was. I didn't realize that he had that back surgery, or the spine surgery. That's basically what did it, right?
It fucked him up, yeah. But they said it was going to go one of two ways, and it didn't go the right way, unfortunately. I felt very bad for him because he loves to perform, and he loved it. And for him to be sidelined like that, I knew must have been so fucking. At least as comedians, you can go on in a wheelchair and not care about your voice and just croak through it and make fun of it and make it work. But when you're a singer, if you're that physically debilitated, it's impossible.
We saw me and Big J went to see Genesis, Phil Collins.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that was I wish I didn't go.
Oh, it was bad.
I mean, Ozzy looked better than Phil, and Ozzy was strapped to a goddamn chair, dude. When Phil, I mean, we weren't. I'm not laughing at all, but I'm with Jay, so
yeah.
he's just hitting every perfect joke. And I mean, dude, when they did the encore, they didn't even wheel Phil off the stage. They just turned the lights off. The band left, and he just sat there. And then the lights came back on.
He's still there.
I mean, he couldn't do anything. He sounded fine, but but that was him doing an hour 45, 2 hour concert.
But he sounded okay.
Yeah, I mean enough. I mean, dude, it was fine. The show was fine. It wasn't it was more the whole time we were just oh man, I didn't realize he was in that bad of shape. I think everybody kind of knew what they were getting, that Ozzy was going to be not a shell. He was going to be at 50% at best.
Yeah, look, we all know he's sick. We all know he's doing this because he wants one more show. There was the expectation level was different going in. But I have a lot of tolerance for a singer, Elton John, guys that don't sound the way they used to sound. I'm okay with that. I'm very tolerant of older singers. It's just got to suck when it's not your mind. It's just physically you break down.
Yeah.
Like McCartney's voice is even going a little bit. I mean, he lasted longer than most people do, and he still sounds good.
Still sounds great.
But he's not McCartney of even 15 years ago. Of
course not.
But that's normal. So I don't care. Doesn't
But
bother me.
him and Mick Jagger are in the. I would put them in the top 0.1% of aging rock stars, and I'll throw Steven Tyler in there now because, dude, that show was incredible. He sounded amazing.
I put Jagger over all of them though because of what he does physically.
Oh, dude, yeah, we just saw Paul at the Bowery, and it was a great show. He moves around a little bit. Mick Jagger, 82, 83 years old, is like bopping around. I mean,
Crazy.
You pray that you could be that active at that age.
I wasn't that active when I was 19. I won't be that active when I'm fucking 80. He literally, he's tiny, he's thin, he's never gotten fat.
Heroin. That's what it is, dude.
Did he do heroin?
I mean, they all did, dude.
Oh, okay.
You do heroin, dude. Dude, I'm never going to get fat, bro.
Yeah.
I'm always going to be lean. It's one of the advantages, people. You
Do heroin.
Just do heroin in your 20s. You'll be fine. But I'll say this: it's like the difference though is like I've seen videos of Ozzy or I've seen performances of him, and he was still up there and he's doing his thing.
Yeah.
When did you start seeing the real shift in his voice and the performances? 'Cause you've seen him throughout the years, right?
Yeah, but it got better at one point. Like when he sobered up, like. Because I would see him in the late 80s, mid 80s, and he would, his voice would be cracking and forget the lyrics sometimes. But, he was I believe, he was getting fucked up all the time. And then his voice would crack a lot. And then, like, at one point, it just got better. He started sounding better and he looked healthier.
When was that? Like,
I mean, I don't even know.
Mid-2000s?
Nah, the 90s. And because he would spike. And then, you'd know that his life had changed and he was maybe partying again. Like you could always tell when he was sober and healthy and on the exercise bike because the shows were better. It's like anybody else. But I noticed that he sounded better in the last X amount of years. And I think a lot of that was because he wasn't doing what he used to do. He was taking better care of himself. And so it showed on stage and you could hear it on stage. And you still have a little crack here and there, but I like that. I prefer that to someone just sounding like the fucking record. Like sure. I go on Taylor Swift. You know that song Mean? I love that song. I'll go watch her do it live. I don't want to hear the record. I'll watch her do an acoustic version of fucking Set It Off. Is that what it's called? I mean, just weird
but
shit.
The thing is, gotta play that one.
Yeah,
gotta take it, shake it off.
Shake it off.
You
yes.
you hate You hear this? People hates Rage Against the Machine, loves Taylor Swift.
I don't hate
Jim Norton,
them, and I don't love her.
I know.
But I would rather listen to her.
Oh, can you? What's that song that my
Shake
niece?
It Off.
No,
yeah.
it's not that one. The one that my nieces got me into. It was. Oh fuck! God damn it! Oh, never mind. It doesn't make a difference. Reputation. How's that one go?
I don't go deep with her. I don't know.
I think it's a deep cut. AJ, don't play it. Don't play it.
We won't be able to.
We don't have. No, they'll cut it out. All right. God damn it.
No, we get sidetracked. It happens.
How do you talk? We're talking about Ozzy. How are we talking about Taylor Swift?
He wouldn't mind.
He would.
Who the fuck is Justin Bieber? Who's better than Ozzy?
Oh, all right. Paranoid. Let's talk about a couple more songs. Like
Sure.
Paranoid, title track. This is, like you said, was an afterthought. It was written in the last minute when they realized they needed another song.
Yeah.
Became their first major hit single, reaching number 4 in the UK. I mean...
And Ozzy got a lot of shit for that, by the way, because there was a moment where it's called I Tell You to Enjoy Life. I wish I could, but it's too late. But a lot of people thought it was I Tell You to End Your Life. Some reporter asked them one time when there was all that lyric stuff, people committing suicide, blaming heavy metal.
Yeah.
And they blamed Suicide Solution off of Blizzard of Oz, which was crazy. It was an anti-drinking song. And he goes, he was doing the press conference, and a reporter goes, don't you say end your life? And Ozzy goes, I had to go through all the lyrics real quick in my head. And I go, no, I tell you to enjoy life. Not end your life, enjoy life. But like, sometimes you mishear something and, people thought he was telling them to kill themselves.
I mean, this is 2 minutes and 48 seconds of just fucking gold.
It's phenomenal. It's a
It
phenomenal
really
song.
is, especially to find out that it's like, it's always like that. It's always... You find out like Eminem when he wrote "I'm the Real Slim Shady." That was the last song he wrote on the record. "Sweet Child of Mine" was a fucking.
Oh, was it?
Was like a throwaway. It was just him doing like it was one of his like guitar warm up things. Is there a joke that you've ever written that was like that you just was like, this was such a throwaway, and then it became like, holy shit, this is like it's a closer. What the fuck?
Most of my jokes I talk through on stage, and a lot of times all of a sudden it clicks like, oh, this is okay. But so there's not one. It's just I go through a weird process of of writing because I'm lazy, so I just do it on stage. Good evening. I do it on stage. So you just kind of talk through, and eventually it just starts to click in. But there's been none that I was like, sorry. Then all of a sudden it became like a joke. I talk through them all. It's a very weird, shitty process.
No, that's the way you do it.
I'm just
dude.
lazy.
I know we do, but you got a good gig though. You work it all out at the Comedy Cellar on Tuesdays?
Yeah, I do 2 sets a night.
God damn.
I'll do 2 sets every night. I'll go down tonight and I'll do the Village Underground and the Cellar, and that keeps me sane going up every night. Like you, and then you work on something Monday, and then Tuesday you're like, yeah, let's try that again. It gives you a reason to go down.
Oh no, completely. It's rare that like something that you would just like, because usually it's like, you're like, oh, this is good. But I mean, I've heard other comics say like, oh yeah, I just told that story about us like going to Billy Joel, and it got such a big laugh that I was like, I ended the set on that.
Oh sure, like stuff like Monster Rain became this. When I first talked about that at a show called Confessing It in Montreal in 2003, Jeff Singer put me on, so I told the story of Monster Rain. And it got laughs, and I was like, oh, this is more than just a confessing story.
Yeah.
And then I wound up naming my special after it, and it became like this signature. People remember me from Monster Rain more than anything.
Yeah. Planet Caravan. This is like a little bit more mellow,
sure.
psychedelic.
Pantera covers that. I think Pantera, I forgot Pantera was there. Jesus Christ.
God, they rule.
Yeah, I know. Phil was he was very jovial. He was in a great mood.
Really?
And I've met him. I think we interviewed him in Rex. So I forgot Pantera was Jesus. And they did Planet Caravan, I think, and something else. But he loves Planet Caravan. That's the song they've covered beautifully.
I mean, you hear it. I think you hear definitely some of the guitar playing.
Yeah.
From Dimebag.
Sure.
But it's funny that they would do this one because it's a much more mellower song. It emerged from a jam session. This is whoever wrote this is really perfect. It's like they deviate from their standard heavy riffing to explore atmosphere, and I feel like that is a great way to kind of categorize this song,
right.
especially on this. It's floating. It's more of like otherworldly.
Yeah, it's almost like a song called Solitude off of Master Reality. It's like a very, very...
Yeah, it feels like it should be on that record more than it should be on this one.
It's a weird song, out of place, but they would always do that. Like, they would always put some weird change of pace song on. Like, Bill Ward singing a song called It's All Right on was the Sabbath? No, it was Technical Ecstasy.
Yeah.
Or a song called She's Gone on Technical Ecstasy, which I like actually better than Changes. She's Gone, I prefer to Changes. But no one knows She's Gone. That's a really deep cut. But like, it's about, your girl leaving. There was these weird ones that they would throw in, these love songs that didn't seem to fit on a Sabbath record.
Oh, totally. Somebody wrote, the guy that wrote this, he goes, it feels like something you'd hear while being abducted by aliens who want nothing to do with you sexually.
Yeah.
If you got abducted by aliens, do you want them to be more of the meaner aliens or the more sexually proby aliens?
I don't know why we can't combine those things. I don't know why they can't sexually probe me and then call me a homo for getting an erection.
Which leads us to Iron Man.
Yeah.
What a great fucking segue.
Yeah.
This is probably the most popular riff. Is it the most popular riff that Black Sabbath's ever done?
That one, yeah, I think so. Even more than Paranoid, is people know that.
But even if you don't know the rest of the song, you know that part.
You know that
part.
Everyone's heard that. How annoying am I doing the guitar?
No, you're doing great.
I think that everyone knows that riff more than anything.
So we were talking about earlier about overplayed classics. Do they still hit you? Do you, like we were talking, like we might want to not skip over, but it's like, does hearing like Iron Man now feel the same as it did back then? Like almost like you're watching your favorite childhood cartoon. Like, does it bring up that kind of emotion, or is it just like, I know this, let me move on to the next one?
I'll move on to the next one, but watching them do it live, I always like, because Iommi always puts everything into it, and Ozzy is so good with an audience. So he would get the crowd going fucking crazy, and like he's throwing his arms like so you're involved in it with it. Like so watching them live, I never got sick of it.
Yeah, God, the working title originally was Iron Bloke.
Oh, I didn't know that. Iron Bloke.
Iron Bloke.
I am Iron Bloke. Oh, that would not have been as good.
Tells of a man who travels to the future, sees a disastrous outcome for humanity, returns to warn people, but is ignored and ultimately becomes a destroyer himself.
Yeah.
Way fucking deeper than it's what's so funny is like when you just I'm such a just listen on the surface and forget to like really try to like hear what they're saying. I hear what they're saying, but I'm not listening. And then to like read these things, you're like, oh, it just gives you such a different perspective on it.
Yeah.
Also, big ups to Robert Downey Jr. saving his whole career based on.
He sure did.
He
Yeah.
really fucking did, dude. God damn. I do like heroin. RDJ though, he was, dude. Getting fucked up, going into brand new people's homes.
Yeah.
Like there was something about that, dude.
It was the less than zero Robert Downey Jr. Julian gives good head and is dead. They spray painted on the wall, really on the nose.
Oh, all right. The one we were talking about earlier, Electric Funeral.
Yeah.
This is their most apocalyptic song.
Great song.
Radiation, destruction, end of the world.
Yeah.
I think this is my favorite song on the record that
Mine
isn't
too.
one of the main hits. You've joked a lot about humanity being doomed. Do you think the world is actually ending, or have we always just been caught in kind of a constant electric funeral?
Do you mean like do I everyone feels like they're the last generation, especially in the last 100 years now the technology can make that happen. Everyone feels like it's critical mass, it's happening now, and then it just doesn't. The end times, people have been babbling about the fucking end times for 3,000 years and it never happens.
It's coming, dude.
But it may be coming now just because we know now that we have the ability to actually make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I think now it's a little bit more frustrating. And back then it was a little more biblical. That's my take on it. I think it was more biblical when people just thought God was going to come back.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're like, no, Putin could do it. We could do it.
Oh, God.
North Korea could do it.
Very quickly. In a realistic, I don't want to say zombie apocalypse, but in the world, the power goes out. We're all basically having to join tribes. How long from the fall of government do you think you could survive? Like is it zombie apocalypse? Is that AJ? Is that too unrealistic? Zombie apocalypse? Because that's too.
Yeah, it's too. It's A&E.
It's A&E. Yeah. Or AMC.
That's
AMC and A&E.
AMC. Which one was Walking Dead on?
AMC.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. So all right. So realistically, we're talking more like, Civil War. The government's fallen, nuclear, maybe a bomb went off somewhere in the world. Shit's fucked, but we have to fight for everything. How long can Jim Norton survive?
I think a while because I'm kind of good at thinking on my feet, and I'm kind of good at working my way in and out of situations, and I think I would figure it out. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a survivalist or I'd go out there and kill people, but I think I'm pretty good at connecting, and my ex-girlfriend told me I'm a really good what was the word when you think of something and make it happen, what's the word for that? There's a word for that, like God damn it, I can't think of it.
You think of something and you make it
You're
happen.
making something it's not
Manifester?
envisioning.
Manifester?
There you go. That's the word she used. So I'm not saying I'm good at a manifester. I just think it's because I'm good at following through. So I think I would be okay. I would adjust and figure it out.
Cutting a friend's hand off that gets trapped in something. You're okay with that? You'd be able to do that?
I would prefer to do it. Actually, I'd prefer just to leave them there. Why would I cut their hand off and have to take care of them?
Drinking your own pee.
I mean, I've done it for please.
Okay, cool. All right. That's
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you at least 9 months.
I've done that
dude.
in a hotel.
You'll survive 9 months.
Sure, I think so.
All right, just for time issue, I don't want to scoot through these last through. Hand of Doom, Rat Salad, Fairies Wear Boots.
Yeah.
Hand of Doom. I mean, this is a
Rat Salad might have just been thrown on there. I'm not sure if they
jam. Yeah,
yeah.
It's a jam for sure.
Yeah.
But it is a great palate cleanser.
Yeah.
But I mean, because Fairy Wears Boots is I mean, I think you mentioned that about it's like skin. Well, I'll get to that. Hand of Doom. I mean, this is what I was saying. This is a dark record, and you're not getting. It's not like we were talking about earlier about in Preach 2 and this, that. They're kind of just telling you what's going on.
Yep.
But, this is about heroin addiction among Vietnam vets. Hand of Doom. I mean, that's just instant. Then Rat Salad, like I said, is more of a musical version of when a comic just starts doing impressions out of nowhere.
That's right. Yeah, they just threw it in. So I think sometimes they needed enough songs for the record too, and that might have been one of those where they just like that's why they named a couple of the things longer, or they put in a couple of the weird names. Was it on Black Sabbath they did that? Where they just needed a certain amount of cuts for it to be like a legit record.
They do, that happens all the time where that's what I was saying. They start filling in. I mean, but that's the thing is that I don't think them adding these jam sessions is taking away from what the record is. That's why this record is great. Every song serves the purpose of the song before it and after it. This is not a hard listen. This is a no skip record. And even to end it with Fairies Wear Boots, which I love that. I would love to get the different stories from each one of them about this fight. Because it says Ozzy getting into a fight with skinheads. No one in the band seems to agree on what happened. They all are contradicting one another. I mean, obviously they were all probably fucking
bit tipsy.
They were definitely on a lash for sure.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's just such a great way to end the record. And I mean, to come in at, what is it? The album is 41 minutes long.
Yeah.
This shit flies by. I think, in my opinion, and I'm not trying to say this as just being the fucking basic bitch of Black Sabbath. I do think this is the better of the three records that we did because of the hits and because of the other songs. I do think I might enjoy Master of Reality more. Like, I think Master of Reality is a better record, but Paranoid is more fun. It's like Paranoid is like the Aliens to Master of Reality's Alien.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. And look, and also when you're listening to Paranoid, the songs are good. They're hits for a reason. I mean, they're good songs. Like, you can't say, I know War Pigs I've heard too many times, but it's still a great fucking song.
It's amazing.
Have you heard Sabotage? That's
no,
a great.
I don't think I have.
Listen to Sabotage.
What's it off of?
Sabotage is the record.
Oh, no. I haven't. No.
Listen. That's where Symptom of the Universe is on. Hole in the Sky is on that. You Won't Change Me is on that. She's Gone. That's a great album. And also Sabbath Bloody Sabbath is a great fucking record.
That was the one that I remember they were going through and asking people what their favorite Sabbath song is or what song they think sums up what Black Sabbath is. And the majority of the people that were being interviewed at that festival were like Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. Did anybody cover it that night?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Can you pull up, AJ, the set list of that whole night? Really? Yeah. Can you just pull it up?
Guns N' Roses, yes. I mean, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Pull up the set list, and then we'll take a look at that. To end this too. But it's like
it's a great album.
I mean, you don't feel like they never took a dip? You think that while Ozzy was a part of the group, it just was a constant?
I mean, Technical Ecstasy wasn't as success like the others, but there's some great songs on that too. Again, I love Gypsy, and I love It's All Right, and I love Backstreet Kids. I mean. There's some really good songs on that album. And Never Say Die, again, Ozzy hated that fucking record, but Never Say Die is one of their best songs. Johnny Blade is a great song. Hard Road is a great song. Junior's Eyes. So, it's right in front of welcome. Oh, who said is that? That's
Guns N' Roses.
Oh, It's All Right.
Yeah.
Never Say Die was Metallica. No, they did Never Say Die. Metallica did Johnny Blade. That's right. Yeah, they did do Never Say Die. Wow.
Go up to the beginning. Go up all the way to the top real quick. I just want to, so Mastodon, oh man, that dude just passed. Rival Sons, great band. Anthrax, fucking amazing. Hailstrom, I think she was supposed to come on the podcast. Lamb of God, lead singer's a goddamn MIT scientist. Supergroup, who's a supergroup? Fucking Tom and a bunch of Nuno.
That's with Dave Draymond too.
Yeah, dude, Nuno, star of the fucking like DL star of the fucking festival.
Yeah, he was great.
It's just such Changes. I mean, was amazing. Alice in Chains did Fairies Wear Boots. Yeah, I don't know how to say that band's name. That French band, Under the Sun. The drum off.
Wait, did I see Under the Sun? It's one of my favorite Sabbath songs. It might be my favorite Sabbath song. Either that or a National Acrobat. And I don't know if I saw them do that.
Did you miss? Was there anything that you missed that you were like, "Fuck, I can't believe I missed that"?
No, because we were doing interviews too, though. Like, so we might have been. I might have been back interviewing somebody when they were doing Under the Sun. Like, I was running back and forth.
Okay, good. That like worries me that you guys are like interviewing and then you suddenly hear Tool doing fucking Hand of Doom and you're like, run.
No, I did see that. We interviewed Adam and Maynard, so I knew that they were gonna have a good set. So we did see Tool. They were great.
Who was the best interview? Who would you say was the one that
we talked to Duff? We have talked to him a lot. He's awesome. His wife too she's stunning. It's crazy. It's like depressing how attractive his wife is.
Oh, I know.
Like that's a person. That looks like somebody they made in a lab.
I mean, well, and then their kids are even gorgeous because look at him and look at her. They're both like, he's 6'7" and heroin, still skinny.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
And he's smart.
And built worth millions, dude. Starbucks, all that shit he invested in super early.
Very smart.
Very
guy.
smart. God damn.
But Duff is great. He's always a fun guy to talk to. I think Phil and Rex. Were they my I don't know. It was interesting to talk to Maynard. I'd never talked to him before.
He loves comedy.
Him
too.
and Adam does too.
So out of everybody there, he's the one that probably knew you.
No, Adam did.
No, Adam did?
Yeah.
Maynard didn't?
Yeah. No,
Maynard loves comedy.
I don't know if Maynard didn't, but Adam really did. He was like, "Oh, I love your stuff."
Yeah.
And Hetfield did. We didn't interview him. Rex I've interviewed before, so I don't know if Phil did or not. You know what? No, Phil didn't. We saw Phil like in the backstage area. And his girlfriend, I think, told him like these guys are comedians. So he just came over and started talking to me and Florentine about comedy, and you know how it is. But when you're out there, they'll always talk to comics because it's just different.
They love it, dude. They want to, dude. Phil might seem like a goddamn asshole on stage, but he's still a funny guy.
He's a funny dude, yeah.
So, and they love. It's all of them. They all are just. They want to do what we do. We want to do what they do. I mean, dude, how great would it be to be able to do all of our fucking old jokes from your first special or whatever and just live off that, like, and never have to write another fucking thing. And I think there's just that emotion that gets brought up via music and comedy where it's just, the high of our performance, which is why most of us are all either drug addicts or post-drug addicts.
Sure.
Same thing with them. So, it's fucking every rock star I've ever met. Once they find out you're a comic, it's like, oh my god, it's like, this guy, blah blah blah, and they'll just talk their shit. That's how I became friends with Wolfmother on a goddamn plane.
Because they always want to, like, the idea that they'll always say like, I can't believe you stand there with no instruments or anything. It's just you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So they have at least a respect for it that fucking actors don't.
Totally.
The rock stars don't throw comics under the bus when we say something. Actors act like they're upset.
Yeah.
Jizzbags.
Oh, all right. I'm getting a lot of people to do this before we do the final questions. And dude, I know how busy you are, so I really appreciate you coming. But this was like it was like you, and then I wanted to build off that. And so since we couldn't get everybody to get in one recording, before I do the final questions, I'm asking everybody, like, what is it about Ozzy and what it is about Black Sabbath that makes them so special? The reason why it is the world, it was like, dude, we lost an energy that was so powerful that I never even realized it, unfortunately, until he was gone. Like, what is it? What was the thing? Why do so many of the coolest rock stars love this band?
Part of it is I think they were the first really dark band. Like, I can't think of anybody that the riffs were very heavy. The things they sang about were dark. I think that's a part of it too, is they had that cool thing in rock music, which is like, they were not devil worshippers, but it was misinterpreted. But that aura of being like this, the black magic. I think Sabbath did that first. The riffs were heavy, and people just connected to Ozzy because of how he was on stage. I think there was something about him being imperfect. Like, Ozzy was flawed and imperfect.
Very.
And there was something about that, which a lot of fans knew. You know what I mean? Anyone who was a fan heard him interviewed 1,000 times. We knew he was, but most of the people didn't discover that till the Osbournes long after Sabbath was broken up. But I think that's a big part of it too. That's why Ozzy, like, I saw Lars interviewed one time, and he was saying, like, like, with all due respect to Iommi, he's like, most people didn't watch Iommi and go, that's my boy. It was Ozzy was the guy that they would just connect to. And it's probably because he connected so well with the fucking audience. I mean, nobody was better with talking to the audience and screaming at the audience and engaging with the audience. So I think that was a big part of it too.
I think there's, it was why people, I'm not comparing them at all, but like why everybody loves the Gallagher brothers is that they're from a working class town.
Sure.
They had nothing and they built it up. I think Ozzy's he should have never been a rock star. He should have never been a millionaire. He should have been working in a goddamn steel mill, in some place in fucking Warwickshire, England. And when that was a perfect way to say it, is that he really, all of his flaws are out there. They've always been out there. He's never shied away from it. He also had a fucking, a very up and down tragic life. You know what I mean? Lost,
Randy,
just drugs, just completely, just like could have killed him over and over and over. The accusations, going to jail, all this stuff, and luckily, he was very lucky to find someone like Sharon that really,
she saved him. People
really
who
did.
knock Sharon drive me crazy. It's like, I understand people look at the manager, but she wasn't making him work. He wanted to work. Ozzy liked being on stage.
Yeah, you can
and if
tell.
she kicked him in the ass once in a while, well, too bad. He was laying in the fucking hotel on a pizza box on his chest.
Yeah.
Like he was going to kill himself. And she fucking went in and she tough talked him and got him going. Like, you know what I mean? Like she has to get that credit because it's the truth. I remember when it happened. And when people were like, oh, she's killing him. It's like, shut the fuck up. He stayed relevant for fucking 50 years.
He would have been I hate to say he would have been forgotten, but he links up with her in 82. He gets kicked out of
79.
Oh, it's 79, but they get married in 82. Yeah,
July 4th.
but to go on to that, he gets fired from the band
79
in 79, and that could have been it. It could have just, he would have
That's
put out a
right.
record, and then that could have just whatever. But I mean, she helped build that character for the Prince of Darkness. But then it was also like it wasn't just the dark and the rock and roll. It was he really was a great father. He really loved the people he played with. I think he obviously loved the bands and he loved helping different bands, which Ozfest, I mean, that was an incredible festival. Like, really was. Like, not like Lollapalooza, all that, but it was like finally a festival for the people that love hard rock in an era when, it was in and out, and it was like rock and roll's kind of turning gay a little bit, and you're getting the Strokes and Interpol. Like, he really did something it sucks that it's over now, but look, people like Slipknot have kind of taken it and done Knotfest. He really is a special person.
Well,
And,
he couldn't get into Lollapalooza. They didn't want Ozzy. That's why they did Ozfest.
Is that true?
That's why they did it. Those
Interesting.
dumb motherfuckers didn't want Ozzy, so they started Ozfest. And he was never afraid of going on after great band. I saw Ozzy in 80, I think it was 83, when Motley Crue, The Devil, was his opening band. They were the hottest band in the country. Mm-hmm. I saw when Metallica toured with him the next year, I think on the Ride the Lightning tour. Twice. I mean, he followed, and he said Motley Crue would ask, hey, do you mind if we use pyrotechnics? And he's like, I don't care if you set fire to yourselves. He didn't give a fuck what the opening band did. He didn't give a shit.
I love that.
Like, and it was like the quintessential guy who's just going to go up and do his thing. He's not afraid to follow anybody. He did help a lot of bands, a lot of great young bands that he would close and go ahead, do what the fuck you want. I don't care.
He really did. I mean, Ozfest was the 1 year that I went was fucking phenomenal, and I'm really bummed I didn't get to go to that concert. But man, like, I'm so glad you got to come in to finish out the trifecta of these records.
What number is this on the list?
This is 131.
Okay.
So we're in the thick, but hold on, let me double check one math thing because I want to see if this is still on, because this is from the 2012 list. Hold on. So Black Sabbath eventually earned significant accolades. Paranoid cited as one of the greatest albums of all time and a key work in heavy metal history. The band has sold over 70 million records worldwide. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and last year, not this past one, but the year before, he was inducted finally, which was great. It really is, man. Like, that's shocking that it took that long.
Dio's still not in. I mean,
Yeah.
Ronnie James Dio, who's an amazing voice, sang with Rainbow on his own with Sabbath. I mean, how is Dio not?
Did you like the Dio Sabbath?
Loved it.
Did you really?
Yeah, because
You're truey, man.
it was
you love it.
It was because on the other side you had Diary of a Madman, you had Blizzard of Oz, you had fucking which is Speak of the Devil, which is the greatest fucking knee chop of all time. To get that out before Sabbath's live album came out, I think that they because they wanted to do a live album with Randy's music, but I think Ozzy said he wouldn't put anything with the Devil and Randy in it because Randy had just died. So they went and they just, with Brad Gillis, they fucking did a couple of gigs, did all these live albums, and they came out and they cut Sabbath's legs out because they put Ozzy doing these Sabbath songs out before Sabbath's Live Evil came out.
Really?
I think it was 83, yeah. But they did like Symptom of the Universe. They did Paranoid. They did Warpaint. They did all the Fairies Wear Boots. It was great. So yeah, I loved them both. I didn't get into the thick of the arguing between them. I just knew that fucking Neon Nights is a great song. I mean, Children of the Sea is a great song. Fucking Falling Off the Edge of the World is a great song. Mob Rules. I mean, a fucking Country Girl off of Mob Rules. So I didn't need to choose.
All right. Well, what's better? What's better? Dio Sabbath or Hager Halen?
I'm going to go with Dio Sabbath.
Really?
I don't care. I actually, we did talk to Sammy too. He's another one we interviewed. I like Sammy Hagar.
He was there? Was he at the thing?
Oh, yeah. And he
love
sang.
that.
He went up and sang.
Did he really? I love
Yeah.
him, man.
He's a great
Talk about a
guy.
guy enjoying his fucking money
Dude,
in his life.
a fun life. He's on a beach, sand in his toes. He's drunk all the... But yeah, I didn't care about Van Halen at all. Like again, I like David Lee Roth. I think the band was a good band.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Dio Sabbath. I prefer Ozzy Sabbath, obviously. I mean,
obviously, yes, but I love that you didn't just go, nah, man. You were like, all right, let me try this out. And Dio is a fucking rock
phenomenal.
star. Phenomenal rock star.
Dehumanizer is a great record from 95.
It really is. It really is. I got into him very late in life, but I've fallen in love with him.
Rainbow in the Dark is one of the best metal songs of all time.
Oh God, yeah. Dude, him. I love those. I love that, as Jay would call, like grab rock, which is like the hands out and it's like wah. It was like you're grabbing at the energy of the world. Him, Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden. I mean, they put on fucking incredible shows. It's ridiculous. He's got flame arms and there's a fucking plane coming down out of the middle of the thing. And I mean, Metallica's like a pubic hair away from that with the fucking like. I don't know if I didn't see them in the round, but when I saw them at Outside Lands, they had like planes kind of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was very Iron Maiden-y. Not in a bad way, but it's like, I get it. I mean, you got to mask fucking Lars's shitty drumming somehow, and so why not get a fucking plane above the stage? And
Motorhead would do that too with Bomber, which they would close with Bomber, which is such a fucking great song. That might be my favorite Motorhead song. And then the plane would be over them, and it would just be kind of turning a little bit.
Yeah, that's it.
Great.
Do you have any Lemmy stories? Because I feel like everybody. I just met him at the Rainbow many times with my friend Eric and Rebecca, who do Meth Syndicate, and he really was playing that fucking Keno game, just like they said, sitting in the same seat, and it's like everybody has like a fucking Andy Dick story in Hollywood, and everybody has probably a Lemmy story.
I didn't know. I got to know Lemmy because when I did a show on HBO called Down and Dirty with Jim Norton.
I remember that.
We only did 4 episodes, but there was some good comics on there. I mean, we had like comics up and coming like Whitney and Jeselnik, Jim Jeffries, and then every show would have a closer. Bill closed one, Patrice closed one, Artie Lang and Dice were the 4 episodes, and Lemmy we wanted just Lemmy on the show. Oh, yeah. He was the music director.
Oh,
we just had that, and it was like, we want Lemmy involved. I don't give a fuck how. And We Are the Road Crew was the theme music from the show, and I got to shoot the opening with Lenny. And we got to ride from. We had done something, and we had filmed one of the episodes. Then we had to go shoot the opening in the city.
Yeah.
So we hopped in a limo. It was me and Lemmy, and my manager was sitting across from us. And he goes, I'll play the new record for you. So we're in the back listening to Runaround Man. I'm just sitting next to Lemmy in a limousine listening to his new... I mean, nothing.
Cream dream, dude.
It really was. It was fucking unbelievable. So he was very cool with me because I got to know him a little bit from that, and he kind of liked what I did. And
sure.
I loved him.
You probably also didn't have to do anything to be the music director and got paid very, very fucking
Yeah,
well.
we just walked up that was the side right by the Comedy Cellar, and was just hanging out with Lemmy, and all these people were recognizing Lemmy, and a lot of them, what a fat idiot I was. But I was just so happy to have Lemmy involved.
Oh, I mean, dude, you've had such an incredible career, man.
It's been fun.
Really, I mean, we don't take enough time to like sit back and just so, man, like the cool shit that you get to do. Just the fact that you get to go and all the rock stars you grew up loving, especially like this is your favorite band, and it's like you got to fucking be there at the thing. You spent time with them. Like a lot of people don't get to do that.
I have the
man.
greatest Sabbath fan picture of all time. Nobody will get a better Sabbath fan picture than I have at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I mean,
you talked about that.
I
think did you send that to us before?
Probably.
Can you send it to us again so we'll post it on this one?
Got to hang out with Lemmy. I got a bullet with some of his ashes in them from his manager Todd, who is a great guy. Yeah, I've been very fortunate. The one thing I didn't get to do, and rest in peace to the great Ace Frehley. I was lobbying very hard because Trump is going to honor Kiss at the Kennedy Center, the original 4 guys. And it's all, I literally turned a gig down. I'm like, I have to get a photo with the 4 of them. I don't give a fuck what gig I turned down. So my manager was trying to, this and that, and then Ace died. So it's like, no, I'm not going.
Yeah, that was a tough
he
day.
He fell,
man.
It's terrible.
Yeah, that was tough, man. It's really like and it finally seems like he's getting, the not just the kudos, but it's like I know that has been such a weird, Ace, and it's just a very like Kiss is such a weird band, like the dynamics of it, and it's like he's just as important as any of the other members, if not more. Like even though fucking. Paul
Gene,
and
Paul, Peter, yeah,
are all like basically the faces of it, but it's like Ace was just like the heart and soul. Beth, fucking Beth.
It's Peter. Peter.
Wait, that's Peter.
Oh my God, yeah. Ace,
I thought that was Ace.
Ace sang "Shock Me." He sang "Rocket Man." He sang "New York Groove." Rocket Man, Rocket Ride, Rocket Man. Rocket Ride was on a live too. It was like one of the 5 studio songs in the back.
Yeah,
and New York Groove is a massive. It's funny how some of their biggest songs. Rock and Roll All Night, of course, but Beth was, I think, the biggest single they had. Peter sang that, and the closing song was always Black Diamond, which I love, and Peter sang. So Peter had, I think, at the end of the night, Peter did the last 2 songs. They would usually come out and do their encores. Beth was one of the encores, and then Rock and Roll, and then Black Diamond. Both of them, I think, are better songs than Rock and Roll All Night.
Well, we did Destroyer. That was the first.
Oh, what
Kiss
a great
record.
fucking record that is!
I'm not good. The king of the outside. Was it night?
King of the Nighttime World.
Oh,
great song, man. It's a great and Detroit Rock City is an amazing song. I like Great Expectations is a great song off that record. And Flaming Youth. So good, man. Such a great record.
That was a band I've slept on for years, and then be able to see that first show at the Whiskey, and it's just amazing. All right, let's get you out of here.
Thank you for having me. I love talking about Sabbath.
I fucking. It sucks that I want to get you on for a different record, but it's a different band coming up. We're getting into the thick of the thick now, so we're really starting to get in.
I imagine Kiss won't be on any of these.
I think we did the final Kiss. We did 2 Kiss records.
Well, let me guess. Destroyer, of course, you just said that.
That was early on. That was deep in the high 4s.
It should have been way better than that. It's a great. Oh, let me see the. Oh, it was Alive. The other
one.
Oh, it was. Yeah. Oh, they were both okay.
Which, in my opinion, was such a great record to capture, because the whole story about it, how they were not getting any, they were just not breaking as big as they should, and everybody's like, dude, it's their live show, and so they do the show, and then they also still re-record some of the parts on the record.
Yeah.
But that's the album that captures what they do perfectly, and that's what makes them this huge, enormous band. And
that's
I think, because, it's the same shit with them. It's like, dude, the first Black Sabbath record's amazing, but this is the record that, of course, is going to take someone like my dad, who is a jazz fan and a vocal group, to go, oh, I heard Iron Man, or I heard fucking this, and it's like, oh, I've heard of that band, or I've heard of Beyonce because of this. You need that one thing, and I think Kiss just had to figure it out, and once they did, look at them now. Fuck, dude, it's like they're never getting the respect of Rolling Stone. The fact that they're on this list is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
So annoying.
Yeah, dude. I'm only doing this because I needed a list. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a fucking dip fucking thing. The fact that they had to fight to get Warren Zevon on, it's insane. And that's what I'm saying. It's they don't get the respect that they deserve. And yet, it's just society and all the other artists are dude, you got to.
100,000 Years is a great song off the first record. They did that's where Peter would do his drum solo. Mm-hmm. And Alive is great. Deuce is a fucking phenomenal song. It's a great opening song. When you see them when it came back in '96, I think Jeff Ross and I went to see them, but their first shows I think were in L.A. or Detroit. Mm-hmm. And you listen to the open. I think they opened with Deuce. They were so good. Even in '96 they were fucking killer. It was after 17 years of not being together.
The Whiskey Show was fucking.
Was that the original 4, or was Tommy and Eric there? Was it Ace, Peter, Paul, Gene, or was it only 3 of them?
AJ, can you look that up?
I never met all of them. What year was it? I'll tell you.
It was February of 2019.
That was Tommy and Eric. That's not Ace and Peter.
Because what had happened was there was a guy that was a door guy, not door. He was a door guy at the Whiskey that was like an open mic comic. He saw me and Bill went to go see Steven Adler at the Whiskey. He was doing like Adler's Guns N' Roses or whatever. Which, by the way, Bill will say, he still reminds me of this. He goes, I've never seen. When I met Steven Adler, the drummer of Guns N' Roses, he goes, he was like, yeah, I'm a hugger. And I went in to hug him, and I nestled my head and like closed my eyes in the sweetest way.
Yeah.
And Bill's just dying because it was like, dude, it's like all the history of that dude. It was like, oh man, like I love Appetite and just, oh, you should have been bigger and blah, blah, blah. And it was like real love. And so that guy that worked there knew that Kiss was coming. They were doing a serious thing, and he goes, do you and Bill want to go? And I say, Bill, do you want to go? And Bill's like, I hate Kiss. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll go.
Yeah.
And I got there super early, and I go to the VIP area, and the dude says, listen, just act busy, because the serious people are going to think you work at the Whiskey, and the Whiskey people are going to think you work for Sirius.
Right.
So just hang loose. I got there like 3 hours before the show, and then next thing you know, I'm in the VIP, and it fills up. And like I said, I knew Destroyer, and that's it. I had only done that record on the podcast, and it was just amazing. I mean, it's like how can you not get caught up in the theatrics?
Sure.
And Paul just like, come on, and like his voice.
His voice was still great.
Still great. And it's just, they're rock stars, dude. And I think that's that thing. It's the same shit I said about Tori Amos earlier. It's like, I'm not a fan of her music. I see her live, and I'm like, that bitch just blew me away. So either I like it, or either a good performance or a bad performance. You can't deny that the bitch fucking kills it.
I was interviewing, on O&A, we were doing Kirk Hammett. One time was promoting something, and he was in studio, and then Gene came in makeup, because Kiss was they were there promoting. They were all doing different shows, and Paul came in at one point, and it was just great to see Kirk Hammett kind of like just so even like, other rock stars,
sure, how can you not?
When they're because they're giant, like they're 7 feet tall in their fights. It's like Frankenstein walking into the room. They're wearing the boots, and they're like made up, and you can't not go like, this is a fucking rock star. You can't not feel that way. So I always like watching guys respond to the guys that they love.
Oh my God.
It was fun to watch.
Wait, I got to ask this before we do the final questions. I'm sorry we keep making this longer, but what is, because Sirius, from working in Sirius in years, you've had that opportunity. Who is, because I know sometimes it would be like, hey, you're doing the show. Oh my God, do you want to talk to this person real quick? Like, who has been the person that like a producer's running and go, hey, this person's in studio. Do you want to talk? We
did Rogan in studio actually when this happened. I went out and grabbed Marion Barry, the DC mayor.
No, dude,
was
of
going
course, that's my mayor.
He was going into Sway, and I snatched him, and we had him for a while. It was very uncomfortable.
Wait, why? He seems cool. Like
he was, but Joe was asking him about a crack pipe.
Oh,
Marion
fuck.
Barry was just standing there. And we also got, who do we get like that? Roger Daltrey we got like
That's
that. That's
awesome.
Very last minute.
Marion Barry, way
You want to
cooler,
talk
dude.
to, whatever? Yeah, I would love to. We would pick off guests like that once in a while. We would find out, hey, could you get so-and-so in here? And then once in a while it would work.
Once in a while you get Marion Barry, dude.
Marion Barry was
fucking
a fun
rules. Dude, it's like you got to ease into the bathtub with the crack questions.
I
dude.
know,
You
but
can't
we only
just
had him for 2 minutes.
I know. That's a Rogan thing. Rogan's going to go right in. All right.
Went right in.
Right in. All right. So Rolling Stone list ranked this record 100 greatest metal albums of all time in 2017. This is now on the 2020 list, number 139. So it actually dropped 8 spots on the 2020 list. But the fact that it's still on there, I'm curious if the original Sabbath and Masters of Reality are still on it. I'll fill everybody in the intro and outro. Final questions we ask everybody. I love you. Thank you so much for coming on,
I love
buddy.
doing it.
Favorite song on the record, is it
Electric Funeral.
Okay. Is there anything you skip? Is it no skip, or is there anything that you skip?
No,
over?
I mean, it depends on, like, a lot of times I'll skip from album to album, but no, I would listen. I probably wouldn't listen to Rat Salad unless it was just on. Like, I wouldn't seek out Rat Salad. And I would have to, if I was to listen to Planet Caravan, I would have to be in the mood. Like, if I'm driving, I wouldn't listen to Planet Caravan. If I'm home relaxing, I would listen to Planet Caravan.
Rank the 3 records that we've done: Paranoid, Master Reality, Black Sabbath. In your favorite to least favorite of the 3.
My favorite would be Master Reality, and then Paranoid, then Black Sabbath.
Okay.
But it's really it's literally like, I understand what it was like in Sophie's Choice. Like, that's what that feels like. I mean, you're gonna kill one of them, I guess, but.
Oh, marry, fuck, kill. So you're marrying Master of Reality, you're fucking Paranoid, and you're killing Black Sabbath.
But I can't even say that. I would say marry, fuck, and then kill myself.
Okay.
Just kind of go out on a good note.
God damn, dude. All right. Have you fucked to this record? I bet you have.
No, I don't fuck the music ever. Does nothing for me. Are you kidding me? Who wants to fuck when Children of the Grave is on? You can't fuck to Paranoid or Iron Man.
I mean, this wouldn't be the record that I would fuck to.
No,
but I mean, you can.
I don't fuck to any music. I think
Really?
No, I don't want
Just
any
the
noise.
sounds of you guys.
Exactly. The sound of the money coming out of my wallet.
And I feel like you said it already, but like, what would be your mission statement to get someone to listen to this record in particular? Like, how would you sum it up to get someone that's never heard Black Sabbath? Paranoid?
This is the record that gets non-Sabbath fans to become Sabbath fans. This is the one that will open the door to the other stuff.
Yeah.
Like one of my greatest accomplishments was getting Ben Bailey obsessed with Black Sabbath. Because he hadn't really listened to Sabbath. I think Paranoid was the one. And I'm like, all right, now you got to get this. And he did. And he went down the list. He became a fucking huge Sabbath fan.
You can't not get behind this band. I mean, it's interesting that like we did Master first and then Black and then this. And for me to still listen to Master and be like, oh man, yeah, like this rules. It's like you definitely, if you are not a metal fan, I completely agree. And you're just like, what is Black Sabbath about? So you got to start with this.
Have you listened to Volume 4?
I
don't think I've talked much. That's a great fucking record.
I've listened to a couple tracks off of it, but because that's got
Under the Sun is on that one. That's a great one. That's a great fucking. Is Tomorrow's Dream on Volume 4? I think
Wheels
it
of
is.
Confusion.
Yeah, Wheels of
Tomorrow's Changes.
Yeah.
Do you hate it or do you like that? 'Cause
I love it.
A lot of Sabbath fans hate it.
Nah, it's a great song.
I love it.
I just prefer She's Gone off Technical Ecstasy as far as that type of a song goes. I just like Ozzy's vocals on She's Gone so much. But yeah, you should listen to Under the Sun's a great tune. I would recommend that to any non-Sabbath fan. Under the Sun, and then listen to National Acrobat off Sabbath Bloody Sabbath.
I love it. Promote away. What do you got coming up? Where can they find you?
Just gigs, JimNorton.com, and my Jim Norton comedy on YouTube. My special is called Unconceivable. So, no, it's not inconceivable. It's unconceivable. So people seem to like it, so check it out.
If you haven't seen Jim live, go see him. If you're in New York, see him at the Comedy Cellar Tuesdays.
Every night.
Every night.
Every night except Sunday when I'm in town.
When he's in town. But you do an hour once a week? Or?
Once a week I do. Usually Wednesdays I'll do my hour at the Fat Black Pussycat.
Yeah. If you go see him anyway, but dude, we got to get you a different band. We have to.
Sure.
We have now closed the chapter. You're the Phil Hanley of Black Sabbath with him
and the Dead. Yeah.
He did him, and the only other person that did it was Senator Al Franken.
Which one did he do?
American Beauty or Working Man's Blues, because
Hanley
Dead? Did everything. Hanley did everything but one of the records, which was what's his face?
Al Franken likes the Dead.
Loves them.
Oh,
okay. He was actually. I was going to quit the podcast, and he was one that told me not to.
Why are you going to quit it?
Because Spotify paid me a lot of money, and then they stopped paying me, and then we had to rebuild it, and so we got to a place where it was like it just was. Dude, it's been I can't quit now. I'm at 131. I have like 2.5 years.
How long you been doing it?
October 31st, 2018. We haven't missed a week.
Oh, you kind of do the week by week. Mm-hmm. You don't bank them or
we do. We have. It just depends. It's just like some weeks we get, or some months we get far ahead.
Yeah.
And then I go out of town or I go and do something, or some weeks it's just like this. Like we waited because I wanted to do, I love that it's you, because I wanted you in particular, and then I wanted to try to get other people.
Sure.
It just didn't work. And I wanted to do a live thing. It just didn't work. So it's like, even now I'm like getting the clips from Tom and Joe and Burr. They're all sending that in. And it's just, my editors would prefer if we had this 2 weeks ago.
Of course.
Sometimes we're doing it in the last fucking minute, but also it's like guest wise. It's like I don't want some shitty guest.
Yeah, you want what you want.
I want good people, and it's like, and that's tough. And it's just I'm not going to stop. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do May 31st, 2028, the next week after that when the show's done. But
right. Oh, that's right, 28. Yeah, you get
that'll be the last one, dude. Dude, I love it. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, Josh.
I
This was fun.
can't thank you enough, brother.
Loved it.